It's still two for the whole world. 10 toes down, chose my own words wisely. I poet like a bar. Send you spit like your cars.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another Two for the World show here on the platform where we create us is Actual Factuals. I'm your host, William Zillions. Yo, thanks for tuning in. Yo, it's a lot to get into. Let's get into it. All right, so I want to talk about qualified immunity. Where we are today with it, what certain states are doing, and just some of the current events that are taking place in the realm of police officers abusing people's constitutional rights, because that's certainly a thing right now. We always talk about police officers and their levels of fear, or when they feel that the situations that they are in are full of threat. And because of this fear that we as a society have to deal with, police just be doing whatever the fuck they want to do because of qualified immunity. And qualified immunity basically protects police when they participate in police misconduct, even if it violates your constitutional rights. Now, the reason why I want to talk about qualified immunity is because it's really unfair. And I high-key think that as a nation, we should probably get new Supreme Court justices. Now, I know that they have this whole clause. If you check out the Supreme Court Justice website, there's a clause called the Good Behavior Clause. Now, the Good Behavior Clause allows for any Supreme Court justice to retain their job for the entirety of their life as long as they're practicing within good behavior. I would ask that, aren't they performing not good behavior if they are supporting qualified immunity, which allows for law enforcement to directly shit on your constitutional rights? Is that not bad behavior? Just last year, the Supreme Court refused to even look at up to 8 cases that involve qualified immunity. They won't even make a judgment of yes or no. If they make a ruling, it sets a precedent. Now, the thing about qualified immunity, the one element of it that allows police to apply this defense is it's called clearly established law. Now, basically what this means is that unless there was a case that took place prior to your situation that was situationally, factually identical, more than likely your case will be dismissed. If a judge never makes a decision, if they never say that a police officer is behaving outside of the standard of the law, then no precedents can be set. Therefore, there is never going to be a law clearly established. It's nasty. Now, a great example I want to talk about is the case of a man named Jose Oliva. Now, Jose Oliva in 2016 was 70 years old. 70 years old, a Vietnam veteran, and a 25-year retiree. He was a federal and state agent in the state of Texas for 25 years, and he was going to get a routine dental check at a VA hospital. Now, typically what this gentleman does, he walks in, he understands that he has a security checkpoint to get through. He puts his belongings into the tin and proceeds to go through the checkpoint. The police officer there, for some reason, asks him, "Where's your ID?" The gentleman says, "It's in the tin." The cop responds by saying, "Where's your ID? Show me your ID." The older senior citizen gentleman told him that it's right there. Closer proximity. It's in closer proximity to the police officer than it is to him at this point. It completely attacks this 70-year-old man. The severity of this attack?
The VA police officer then came around the security checkpoint and pointed for Jose to go through the metal detector.
As soon as I crossed the metal detector, the big guy pulled my arm as high as he could, and I heard a pop on my shoulder. Then he pulled my arm from the top to the back of the small of my back, and I heard another pop from the left shoulder, and they blew my eardrum. Somebody picked me up, and
this 70-year-old man having his shoulder completely popped out. They damaged his eardrum. Now, that was in 2016. Recently, just this year, the Supreme Court, because it got to that point, the Supreme Court refused to take his case. They refused to look at his situation. A veteran, bro. A police officer, bro. He's a cop. They won't even protect him. Oh, my God. Son, we need new Supreme Court justices. I didn't even know that this direction was going to be the one that I took just now. Because at first I was in my mind, like, I wanted to talk qualified immunity. But I think my conclusion in my head, with everything that's going on, the last 5 to 10 years, with everybody getting camera phones and everybody shooting all the fuck shit that cops have been doing consistently, and to see how vigorously police officers are fighting to keep this immunity under wraps, so they can just run around willy-nilly choking people's grandparents. Jose Oliva is 75 right now. But when it happened in 2016, he was 70 years old. At the very least, as a police officer inside of a VA hospital, you should lead with utmost respect with everybody that you come across. Don't you have respect for your elders, fam? And then it goes to show you, with the amount of appeals that these cops go through, that they put up, that they have their lawyers put up, they don't have no sympathy. They don't feel sorry about the shit that they do. They feel as though they are like, yo, I'm good. Like, yo, it was a great day on the job. You don't even feel as if, like if you took somebody's life, you had to fight somebody, you had to beat somebody up that day. That's not a good day on the job. Now, in the situation of Clifford, what's his name? Clifford Owensky? Clifford Owensky from Dayton, Ohio, a paraplegic man getting yanked from out of his vehicle. Mind you, he's vocally expressing to the police officers that he is a paraplegic and cannot get out of the vehicle. They are so quick to anger. They got so pissed off because he told them that he couldn't move the lower half of his body. What? Necessary force, I think, based off of what cops talk about, they want to neutralize threats. What kind of threat was my man's? I'm not saying that as a paraplegic you can't do damage. I'm only saying that in that situation, according to the video that was taken on that body cam, he had his hands up. He was on the phone trying to call for help, and he was verbalizing that he could not move his bottom half. There was no threat in this situation.
I just told you I'm a paraplegic. I cannot get out.
I do not have to. I do not have to.
Can you call your white shirt, please? If you pull me out of here, you better expect.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna pull you out, and then I'll call a white shirt because you're getting out of the car. That's not an option. You're getting out of this car, so you can cooperate and get out of the car. I'll drag you out of the car. Do you see your two options here?
I know I got right.
Now, what would you like to do, sir?
I would like for you to call your white shirt.
I will. Get out of the car.
Come on, bro.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Listen,
Get out of the car.
I am a paraplegic, bro. You can hurt me.
Get out of the car.
You can hurt me, bro.
Get out of the car. Get out of the
What
car.
are y'all doing, bro?
You're making this worse.
I'm a paraplegic, bro. I'm trying to tell you that I got help getting in the car. Y'all can hurt me. They can hurt me.
Get out of the car.
I'm a paraplegic. Ow!
You have to get out of the car.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Get out of the car.
Somebody help! Somebody help!
Something right here.
Somebody help!
Stop.
Somebody help!
Stop.
Someone help!
Stop.
So are y'all recording this?
Stop.
Somebody help! I'm a paraplegic!
Stop.
They are doing the
What about a gentleman in a car on a routine traffic stop expressing verbally that he is not able to move the lower half of his body? How is that non-compliance? Answer me that. Because that's what the cops were saying. They said that him saying that he was a paraplegic was him not complying with their orders. What? Whether police officers are dealing with the handicapped, whether they're dealing with the elderly, they seem to have a very small threshold for peaceful communication. And I have to ask, how is it that we can allow qualified immunity to continue to exist across this nation and be supported so fervently by Supreme Court justices and still consider their behavior and lack thereof of providing justice good behavior? I think that there's an argument here that we could replace every single member of the Supreme Court just based off of what they allow to continue to occur. I'm really thankful that we are living in a time where we're able to document more as it occurs. But even then, it's not enough. When we have the Supreme Court who won't even take a look at the evidence. Sure, I'm not going to talk your ear off, you know what I'm saying? You tell me what you think. I'd love to hear your ideas and your thoughts on it and your suggestions because I'm curious. Is this good behavior clause not being applied or not being respected? Is there an argument? Who's a lawyer in the house? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? But yo, look, this has been another Two for the World show here on the platform where We Create Us is Actual Factuals. I'm your host, William Zillions. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for sure, without question, stay true. It's still 2 for 1.
These other cats better than Fred. Tell her I'm fat like I'm dirt. She got the biscuit, I risk it. Looking so godly, fell in love as soon as you walked into the party. Goodness gracious, God, you're so gorgeous and perfect. Seven face, looking so godly, fell in love as soon as you walked into the party. Goodness gracious, yeah, God, so good. Over there looking so lovely. Come over here when you're supposed to be, baby, closer. Closer. And I'm pretty sure that you're the one for each moment when you bless it as a rosary. Baby, come closer, more closer.